It's Monday. Okay, we're getting everything set up. So this video is to share with you my last product unboxing from Bluprint. I thought it would be a little more fun to open it with all of you. We've kind of been going through this saga of losing Bluprint together, so I thought let's go ahead and see the last order together. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't really have any way. Oh, Deanna. Hi. Thank you so much for being here, Deanna. Can you hear me okay? Am I loud enough? You can't hear anything. Okay. Okay. How about now? Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, you can hear in the UK. Oh my goodness. Okay, turn the volume. Yeah, I am not a loud talker at all. I'm very quiet. Um, since I started doing YouTube videos, actually, I talk more than I have probably talked in my entire life. And so it's just not what I do. In fact, I'll share a story with you. When I was in kindergarten, my nickname was the Quiet Mouse. So I am the Quiet Mouse who now has a YouTube channel. So anyway, it is what it is. So Monday here in Virginia Beach, the weather is beautiful. I am broadcasting to you from my garage, which is also my studio space. Like I do all my pictures out here. I have a little exercise room set up, so it's like a multi-purpose room. But when I can put the door up, the light is beautiful, and it's much better than the dark sewing room. I love my sewing room, but it's extremely dark in there, and it's very hard to keep that well lit for everybody. So I like to come out here when I can, and we're blessed with weather, so here we are. So Bluprint, I don't have any new updates for you other than the fact that when I went in to use my app, I had to update the app. So I don't know what that's about, but they did make me do a new update before I could access my materials. So if you haven't been going on and checking things out, you might be surprised at that. Something unfortunate I've discovered is in their like free patterns, uh, people are unable to download those at this point. Like I have a video I'm making quilt braids, and I learned about those from the Midnight Quilt Show, and she did like a really fun video with Crafty Gemini where they traded fabric and they each made a project. So I made the braided bag from Midnight Quilt Show, and I've sent people over to get that free pattern, and unfortunately you can't get it anymore. And that is because when you go to download a free pattern on Bluprint, unfortunately you have to go through the shopping cart. So if you didn't get that pattern already, it's not available anymore, and I think that's really sad. Now, if you are a subscriber still, you can go in and view your courses. You can not only view your forever classes, you can still view the whole library, and you still have access to whatever materials are included with the class. So all of that seems to be working fine. I personally have been just binging the daylights out of the videos because I don't know how long we have. They haven't said. They're not giving us any new information or clues about how they plan to provide this mechanism where we own our classes forever. I don't know. I would just suggest that just watch everything and get all of your materials and keep everything. Oh, glad you're, yes. Now, class materials are still available, but they have some things that where you could get them as a free pattern. So the free pattern part of it is the issue, which is really too bad. I don't know if they're going to pull Midnight Quilt Show off of YouTube. I think that would be a shame. I don't know. The whole thing is just blowing my mind. I don't understand it. Um, so, and I heard from a lot of people that when we all went to make our forever purchases last week, they closed the shop early. So we were supposed to have until midnight on Sunday night, and like, I obsessed over what to get with my last two coupons. I mean, I obsessed all day. I obsessed all day over it. Okay, just I couldn't make my mind up, and I finally committed to what I wanted, like at 11 o'clock, and I went in to make the purchase, and I couldn't do it. Guess what? They closed the store. And I thought I was doing something wrong or something. No, they closed it early. And I heard from a lot of people in the comments on the last video I did that they had the same issue. So I don't know what went on, but a whole lot of people missed out on using the last of their forever coupons. And one story somebody shared, she had $1,400. Okay, think about that. $1,400 of supplies in her shopping cart, and all of a sudden it was gone. Think how long it takes you to go through and make a purchasing decision when you're spending that kind of money, and then it's all gone. I mean, that would just be super frustrating. Plus, look at what they lost. And that was just one story. So I know there's more than one person out there who went through that. So anyway, I have my last order here. I wound up, so I made one order. And then I was like, that's just not enough. I can't. Because once it's gone, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? So I went back and made a second order. So I've got two small boxes. I didn't spend anywhere near $1,400. So yeah, this is not a channel where you're gonna find these just like massive haul videos. That doesn't happen here. So if you're looking for that, I'm sorry, but that just is not what I do. Let's see. I've had a couple of comments come in, so let me check those. Donna says it was really hard to decide what to have and then not to get them. I know. Tell me about it, because you're looking at like, I don't know, 3,000 classes, and like some of it I wouldn't be interested in at all. But I absolutely obsessed over what sewing classes to pick, because I do want to be able to sew garments. That's really where I want to go. I love doing my home projects. They're small, they're relatively quick and easy. I love them. And that's mostly what I share with everybody. But I still have a desire to sew my own clothes. And there is like a couple of courses on shirt making, and that is just such an incredible skill set. Put in collars and button plackets and cuffs and shoulders, and it's a lot. And that's what I finally decided on for my last couple of classes, and then they were gone. So that was more than a little bit disappointing, I'll be honest with you. But you know what? I'm going to watch the classes anyway. I wish we knew what our cutoff date was going to be. I will tell you that there is a news article from, I think it's the Denver Post. It's a Denver local newspaper. And in the Denver local paper, they talked about, because the Bluprint offices are closing. They're located in Denver. That is like a loss to their economy for Bluprint to shut down. And so they reported in the Denver, I think it was Denver Post. This whole thing is in my blog post that I wrote to kind of collect some of the information on this so that you have like one resource that you can go to. I update it as best I can. Remember, I'm not an investigative reporter. I'm just a person like you are trying to, you know, figure out what's going on. But I did find that article from the Denver Post, and they said it was like 140 people approximately were going to be laid off. The layoffs were going to start in the Bluprint office towards the end of July, and then the goal was to completely shut the office by the end of August. So I think that's a clue for us. But again, you know, they're not telling us anything directly, but I would suggest that you watch what you're going to watch now. Time is of the essence, and go ahead and take notes and do what you can do between now and the end of July, because I kind of think that's going to be the end of it. And as far as the Own Forever solution, I don't know what that's going to look like. A lot of people are wanting DVDs to be sent to them, and I can pretty much guarantee you that is not going to happen. There's just no way. There's no way. No. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So I don't know what it's going to look like, and I don't want to speak out of turn, and I don't want to be spreading rumors and hearsay and things like that. So this is not like a drama-laced channel. This is just people hanging out talking about crafts. So, okay, we had a couple of comments come in. Let me see what those are. Okay, Joy says, what is the name of the sewing book? The sewing book is called Sewing Machine Magic, and it's by Stephanie Linscomb. Awesome book. I highly recommend that book. Chris says, Threads has a lot of classes on making clothing. It's an annual subscription, but it's there. Oh, that's a wonderful tip. Thank you. I will totally look into that. I appreciate that. Donna says, oh, Mimi G has a wonderful academy that's great for sewing clothes. Yes, she is so comprehensive. I just need like basic beginner stuff. Mimi had a, it's actually a YouTube video. So it's a free resource on taking a t-shirt that you like and how to take a t-shirt you like and sew that into like a new top. So that is very high on my list to figure out, because I haven't been able to get t-shirts I like. Which seems like such a small thing, but you know, I can't find what I like. So yes, that is a good suggestion. Her whole channel is really good. She's very, very talented, and my heart goes out to her and her family. If you don't know, she recently miscarried a baby like 2 weeks ago or something, and totally out of left field. You know, she's very healthy. She's like lives a very clean, healthy lifestyle, and something happened. We don't know what happened, but she lost her baby, and I just really do. I do. My heart goes out to them, because that is a really tough thing to go through. So, but yes, very good resources. And so what I'm kind of thinking is that when Bluprint wraps up and we no longer have our Bluprint, then let's all put our heads together and come up with a list of resources of all these wonderful people who have sewing academies and have classes and have all of these things on their websites, and then we'll just kind of do like a resource guide for that. And I think that would be super helpful, because a lot of people have things. Also, Cashmerette, I'm going through her class now on how to make a full bust adjustment for clothing. Oh, what a good class that is. She has sewing patterns designed for full figured women, and also other classes on fitting. So there are a lot of resources that will still be available to us that we're just going to have to um, put our heads together and find them. So that will be, we'll work on that later on. Right now, I just want to get what I can get out of my blueprint. And without any further ado, let's take a look at what I've got. We did have a couple of comments come in. Let me take a look at those. Donna says, "Oh, yeah, oh, terrible. I just that is just something you carry forever, and I just really do feel bad for them. You know, her husband, there was like they weren't online at all for several, I want to say a couple of days, and you know she's very active online, and her husband came on and let everybody know what was happening, and I just my heart broke for that poor man. So they're just kind of getting through right now. So if you can send um, prayers and love to them, I'm sure that it would be most appreciated. So, all right, I'm gonna take a drink of water and we're gonna take a look at my boxes. I only sort of remember what I bought. I don't really remember. I'm not exactly sure. You know, it's like when you're all under all this pressure, you just, I don't know, you don't really know what you're doing. So I'm not sure what's in here. And I will also, okay, so let me make this comment. It was interesting in the last video reading through comments, and people were saying how they had all these different coupons. So and then a lot of people were not even notified in a timely manner, if at all, that the service was shutting down. So it's like some people had 60% off coupons that they were able to use. I didn't have any coupons. All I had was whatever the discount on the site was. That's all I got. I didn't get any additional discount. But at least I got the emails, so I knew what was happening, and I was able to at least get something out. Although I did my little bit of shopping before the hullabaloo of last weekend, because if I would have been trying to shop supplies and make decisions on classes all at the same time, I don't think I could handle it. I mean, honestly, I just, my brain can only process so much at a time. Okay, let's check comments. Oh, hey Patty, how are you doing? So you didn't get any discounts, but you did get the email. Yeah, I don't understand. It's like some people got 35% off coupons. Somebody mentioned she had 60% off. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing, to be perfectly honest. Patty, I am feeling better. Yes. I was rather sick last week, and getting back to normal. So thank you for asking. All right, let's look at the boxes, because you know, they're not huge. I'll just, you know, tell you this is a very moderate purchase. So here's the box. I just can't believe it. I mean, even if they have to shut down the classes, why can't they sell the supplies? I don't understand why it's just everything. You know, and something they're not talking about. So they have the Bluprint offices, which is where they film the videos and have the servers and all of that in Denver. But you also have a warehouse that's in Detroit. And so how much staff is losing work over there? You know, it's such a a big fallout is what it is. Okay, I know. Okay, so here's the first thing. Jelly rolls, because I like jelly rolls. I had some comments on my the video about sewing the quilt braids, and people are like, oh, you can cut your own and yada yada, and I get that, but you know, look at all the fabrics that are in there. When you buy a pre-cut, you get like a little bit of the whole collection. And you know, when you are able to have everything from one collection, all of that stuff works together, and you don't have to obsess quite so much about how to put them together. Aren't they beautiful? So this was, I think this was the Chateau. Let me see. I don't know if it'll say on the ticket what it is or not. Oh, yes. Okay. I can tell you exactly what I got. Yes, Chateau. And I have looked at Chateau forever. You can tell I'm from the South. Chateau. Boundless Chateau pre-cut fabrics. 2.5-inch strips. The price is not on here, but I paid like $12 or $14 for this. But I feel like that's a good deal because this is double the size of anything I've gotten in Joanne, and Joanne is that much or more. I'm going to tell you, Joanne is not a bargain. Nothing about Joanne is a bargain. But you can see there's a lot there. And this is just like a really pretty floral. I guess it's supposed to be like a French, I don't know. Chateau is French. Doesn't that mean castle? I think it means castle. Let's see. Oh, Deanna. Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, I like pre-cuts. You know, some people are kind of anti-pre-cut. They think you should cut everything. And I don't know. Let's see here. We have a lot of comments. Comcast owns NBC. I've heard some stuff about, like, if you get Peacock, it's free on Comcast, Xfinity. I don't have Comcast here. We have Cox Cable. I'm not a fan of either one, to be perfectly frank. But, you know, that it is what it is. But let's say our thanks to Cox Cable because that's how I'm streaming to you today. Let's see. Patty says, I read that Comcast intends to do a crafty streaming service geared for more young crafters who only like small bites than rather long classes. Oh, yeah. Because they're not going to actually make anything, that's why. They just want to watch the pretty stuff that Bluprint puts out and like all of the really good in-depth course material where you actually learn something and can complete a project. Okay, yeah. And that leaves out all of the subscribers and the people who will buy the products. I don't know what they're thinking. So that tells you right there, they're going to just, the Craftsy library, when this is done, it's done. Pisses me off. Pisses me off bad. Sorry for my language, but it makes me angry. Let's see. Yeah, Joanne. Kathy says agrees about Joanne. Yeah, Joanne is not a bargain, and you know they're expensive, and their stuff isn't that great. Now, if you buy off the super plain quilt stuff, that you know it comes and it goes. I have to say, when the tariff situation started and they stopped getting everything from China and they started getting more stuff out of South Korea. Now that fabric is nice. So if you can find the South Korean fabrics, they're beautiful. They're well made and beautifully printed. So, but a lot that China stuff, but we're not getting political. Kathy says logging on. Has anybody heard more about how? No, there's no news on courses. I'm so sorry, Kathy. The only new thing I can share with you is that when you go on to use the app the next time, it will have you update. I don't know what that's about. I had to update mine over the weekend to get in and look at stuff. So Joy says, I love a bargain, but I also love supporting a small quilt shop. So I'm okay not shopping with Bluprint. That's a good point, Joy. We have a really nice quilt shop here. It's very expensive. Uh, Very expensive. Her stuff is beautiful. Okay, it is gorgeous. No doubt. But wow, it's pricey. I went there for my birthday last year to get a couple of things. It was like $45, and I had like, I don't know, 3 yards of fab. I get 3 yards of fabric, 2 yards of fabric, and some 2.5 inch squares. And I don't think anything. I mean, it was a lot of money. It was really it was pricey. So I appreciated my Bluprint when I can get it on sale. I just, it's just how it is. I'm a girl on a budget, and as much as I would love to support the quilt shop, it's just very hard for me to pay full retail on stuff. So I kind of have to shop when it's on sale. It's a tough decision. I have to be frank about it, but you know, that's how it is. We have to make our decisions the best that we can make them. So okay, so the jelly roll with the chateau. I also bought a beautiful yardage from that same collection. Let's see, how much is in here? This is a 2-yard cut. This is beautiful. And that's that boundless. So like this is in here. And I have an idea for specific projects I want to do. So like if I make the fabric from here, like this would make a gorgeous backing. Isn't that pretty? And interestingly enough, this fabric is printed in South Korea. So a lot of their stuff I've noticed from Bluprint, it's like either printed in Japan or this particular one is from South Korea. And they're just beautifully, beautifully done. That is gorgeous. So I got 2 yards of that. And this was like, I think like $3.70 a yard. It was regular, close to $12. So that was a good deal for me. I wish I had deeper pockets because really I would have stocked up like nobody's business. So then I wound up I went back and I got 2 more sets of the pre-cuts. Because I just like this so much. I don't know what this collection is called now. Let's look on our ticket. Where's my ticket? This is called, Nectar. Okay. So that collection is called Nectar. I just think they're beautiful. I really want to do like a little charm square quilt. So I already had 2. I got 2 more. They were not expensive, so I just went ahead and got them. And then just because I thought this was so beautiful, I went ahead and got some yardage on this. I'm not usually into a lot of really dark colors. I like bright, but I thought that was beautiful. So let's see what I got here. This one I got 2 yards. This one is printed in Japan. So this is a Japanese fabric. Isn't that gorgeous? So, and you can see like the cut they show on the top of the pre-cut is from this. I just think it's beautiful. So that might be my back. I don't know. I just thought, I just liked it so much. I know, isn't it beautiful? Thank you, Joy. I love their stuff, honestly. Okay, let's see. We have a couple of more comments. Oh, Kathy says She likes fabrics that come from Mexico. I have not seen anything here um, that was printed in Mexico, and I'm sure they are beautiful. I just personally have not seen anything from there where I am here. Um, the Joanne that I have is all comes from either China or South Korea. And then the Bluprint seems to be all Japan or South Korea. So I will keep my eye out for the Mexican made. If you have um, like a fabric company or a line that you can share with us, please feel free to share that, and I would love to see what they've got. Let's see, Joy says, Quilting Adventure is closest to me. Oh, we'll ask where their cloth is from. What is your shop? Sarah's Thimble. But she doesn't have much online. It's mostly like just an old school quilting shop. But Sarah's Thimble in Virginia Beach. Oh, Beck's. Oh, you're never late. Deanna says, I'd be interested to know what Bluprint is doing with their remaining inventory. Yeah, wouldn't we all like to know? Because they cut everybody off, so you know there's a bunch of stuff. Where's that going to go? Would love to know. Okay, this is the last thing in this box. And I think this is interesting. Craftsy. So, let me tell you, I love this thread. I love this thread. Look how beautiful this is. Isn't that gorgeous? So this is called the Succulent Collection. You get 6 spools of 50 weight, 100% cotton thread, 1,200 yards each on the spools. And I got this for like, I don't know, what did I pay for it? Maybe, I don't know. I hate to talk out of turn, and you know, now when you get a receipt in your box, it doesn't tell you what you paid for anything anymore. That's all a mystery. I bought a couple of things of thread since this went on. And one batch I paid like $35, which was giving it away. I want to say this was around that. And I did the math on if I bought this yardage in a Gutterman cotton thread at Joanne, and it was like getting on $200 for the same quantity of thread. It's a lot of money. But yeah, so it feels like a lot when you make that purchase, but gosh, it saves you so much in the long run. And I got this one because they had it to go with the set. So I liked it because it's got, you know, beautiful colors that you can use with a lot of projects. So anyway, oh, it's gorgeous. But I've thought it's interesting that when you buy the thread, it still says Craftsy. And from what I could find in my limited research, their thread was still a U.S. product. So they were using U.S. grown cottons, and they were making this domestically. So it's really, there's, you know, another loss. So now we have farmers and production that's going to be hurting because we don't have this anymore. Maybe somebody will step in. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's all very upsetting. Let's see. Deanna says, I bought a 12-pack of neutrals, but I should have gotten more thread. I know. It's like, you just can't get enough in the moment, you know, to really have. then you can't spend, thousands and thousands of dollars, because it adds up. Even when it's on sale, it just adds up so quickly. And I see that we've got like a ton of people here, and let me just take a quick break and say thank you. I really appreciate that you are taking time to tune in. It means so much to me. And all of a sudden, my channel has just grown like leaps and bounds. And whether you're a new person, whether you are somebody who's been with me for a while, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. It means so much. This is what I do. I make videos and I write my blog. And to have people subscribe and watch, it means a lot. And I just appreciate you investing that time in watching what I have for you. And I really do hope that you're enjoying what you're finding. And I'm a little off my production schedule, but more is coming, so don't don't think I've forgotten you. Oh. Beck says, I got all my patterns downloaded from Bluprint, but not the classes. Hope I can figure out patterns without classes. Well, Beck's just watch the daylights out of stuff right now and take notes. That's my best advice. Jane says, great many beginning quilters are finding you. Oh, yeah, so the quilt braid video is like super popular, and I don't, to be perfectly honest, I can't really call myself a quilter because I'm such a beginner, but I certainly enjoy it, and I love what I'm learning. And if I can take some of what I'm learning and share that with you, and maybe present a lower stress way of making some things, that's kind of what I'm about. And with the braids, it's like I just kind of took information from several things that I watched, and then I condensed that into one video. And for me, I think the joy in crafting is in the making. And I think a lot of people, a lot of us, myself included, you get hung up because you want perfection. And material, classes, whatever, they're presented to you with absolute perfection. And I feel like people see that and they just think, I can't do that. And why should I start? Or they make something and it's not those perfect points and it's not those perfect corners, and then they just feel really bad, and then they don't want to share their project. And I think that's a shame, because we all have to start somewhere. And what I love about crafts so much, whether it's sewing or knitting or baking or any of this stuff, gardening, it's all a constant learning process. And I just, I don't think there's any shame in saying, here's what I made. It's not perfect, but you know what? I had a good time doing it, and let me show you what I did. That's kind of my approach. And with the braids, what I liked about that was you get that, the fun of the sewing, because we all want to use the machine. So you get that joy of sewing. You get that joy of making your own fabric. You get to play with all of the color and texture and design and get the whole feel of that. And you can sew these things together, and then it's okay if it doesn't line up perfectly. And for me, that is very freeing. I really like that. And you can take that braid unit and make a lot of different stuff. And I say, why the heck not? Right? Just make it and enjoy it, right? Perfection. Let's just it's for these things that I share with you, these things that we make here. These are things for us to use in our own lives, in our own homes. We're not trying to, you know, enter them into a contest. It's not for a show. This is for us to have fun and use. And I say enjoy yourself. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. You can just keep practicing whatever you're sewing, your quilting, whatever your crafting practices, just enjoy it. Yes, lower stress. Yes, yes. I don't want stress in my crafts. I just, you know, daily life is stress. I don't need that in my crafts. And when I share things with you, I want to share things that are enjoyable and fun, and that we can feel a sense of accomplishment and a sense of joy in making, because I think the joy in the making is what gets lost a lot of times. Jane says, I've made slip covers for 20 years, and just after the mask thing, I'm going for quilting now. Something fun. Yeah, I mean, why not? And I'll tell you something else. So, with the quilt, designs and patterns, you can like make other things. So it doesn't have to be just making this giant quilt for your bed. You don't have to just do that. Okay, you can take smaller units and you can make pillows, and you can make placemats and table runners and all kinds of things, and bags, and just a ton of stuff. So it doesn't just have to be the in the box of the big quilt for the bed. Baby quilts, exactly. I like baby quilts because they're like a nice throw size. I enjoy those. I like a lap quilt because, you know, it's not like super freezing cold here, so I don't always need like the full on thing. But the baby quilt, I love those. And I don't have like a giant space. If you've seen the sewing room video that I have, or how I set up my sewing space, it's small. So to try to do a giant thing, there's just no way. I did find a man who does the actual quilting for you, like the long arm quilting, and I thought he was pretty reasonable, so I might try that. I was thinking when I do my charm quilt with these as a treat, because my birthday is coming up this summer, so I might do my quilt top and pop it in the mail to him and get him to quilt it for me and see what that's like, because that could be fun. Let's see. I watched a quilter, Joy says, I watched a quilter named True Love this morning who made a real mistake while piecing and did not edit. I respect that. Yes, we're all people. You know, it's like this highly edited, highly produced stuff. It's beautiful to look at, but, you know, we learn through the mistakes. That's where you learn. Chris says, I've just recently started piecing quilts. I'm not perfect, but my mom always said there is always supposed to be a mistake in your quilt because nobody is perfect. Exactly. Joy says, I'm unpicking stitches as I listen. Right. The joy of the seam ripper, that's for sure. The seam ripper and I are very good friends. Deanna says, I've always hand quilted my baby quilts, but I pay someone to quilt the bigger ones, or else I'd never get them finished, right? So you have to share the resource where you send your things out to be quilted. I forget. I think mine was rip it, rip it, rip it. Yes. Beck says, I learned perfection with heirloom sewing. I'm over it. My meager quilting isn't perfect, and I'm fine with it. Well, welcome, Beck, because you're in the right place. This is what we're gonna do. So my plans for you is to just share fun stuff. Just to give you ideas. My whole thing is creative inspiration and inspiring you to try new things and to maybe look at something from a different angle and, you know, jump in that way. Not, here's the actual step. Although I will give you instructions, but I'd rather inspire you to just kind of, like, here's the framework, and then you can kind of go off in your own direction. I think that opening the door to your own creativity, that is really what I'm about. That is my whole thing. I think that is really, really super important, that I just give you some foundation type of things, and you can just then go off and have a good time. Oh, Jenna. Jenna says, I still have to take my sewing kit out of the box, living vicariously through your sewing. Come on, Jenna. All right, let's get into this other box. So this is the bigger one. So the first one I shared with you, that was my second purchase. That was the, oh my God, I have to go back and buy more because it's going to be gone forever. So that's what that was. This was the first purchase. It's a wee bit larger. So let's see. Here's this one. I'm sorry you can't like see the actual box. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. Okay. All right, so this one is a little bit of a hodgepodge. And, okay, so, you know, when you're stressed out and you're making these, like, stress purchases, you know how you can, like, make a mistake? Well, I wound up buying this twice. So these are the Chateau pre-cuts and the jelly roll. So I have two of them. I'm okay about that, because what I learned making that braided bag is these go pretty fast. So anyway, yeah, I got two of them. I'm good with that. Now, of course, I wish I had purchased more of the Chateau yardage, but anyway, that's all right. I wish I'd gotten more of these too, but they had embroidery hoops. I should have really stocked up on these. This particular size and shape is really expensive, and it wasn't that expensive. Although this is nice. It's missing the little screw piece. We'll see if that turns up in the box. If that doesn't turn up in the box, this is a waste. Of course, there's no returns. And then I got 3 6-inch hoops. Isn't that just like, that's just classic, isn't it? Send you part of a thing. Let's see. Oh, it's in the box. Part of it anyway. There we go. Everything's fine. Yeah, I know. Yay, right? Okay, so there we are. It was in there. I mean, I kind of feel bad for the people at the warehouse. I'm sure they were inundated with orders. Here's the thing. We're all doing the best we can do, you know? So I would say just have a little grace for people. You know, we're all kind of getting through this as best we can. Yeah, so this is not great. Look at that gap. Like, maybe that's why they were $1. They were like $1.90 or something. That's not fantastic. Oh boy, they're really okay. Yeah, so that's like one of the issues of buying online is you can't physically see what something is before you buy it. I like to go to the store, but you know, with everything right now, who can get to the store? I went last week and got food for my birds. Like, I'm like super into birding. And then Joanna's over there, and I was like, I'm gonna swing by and let me see if I can get machine needles and bobbins, because I'd like to get some more machine needles and bobbins. And they're still standing in line to get into Joanne's. And you know, I'm just not going to do that. So, hopefully that will be, I think they're up to opening at 50% capacity now. So I'm hoping that will help things. I don't know what the capacity is now. I kind of don't know what anything is going on in terms of stores. Let's see. Oh, Deanna says, I kept a lifetime supply of embroidery hoops when I closed my Etsy shop. Oh, I should probably buy from you, Deanna. Let's see. Madel says, new to you, just watch the braid style of quilting and I love it. Thank you so much. I love that pattern. That just, it looks so fancy and so complicated. And it's really not. But I will say, having that quilting ruler, cutting the 6-inch strips, like in the Midnight Quilt Show, she did 5-inch. I don't know why. Because if you do the 6-inch, you can just use that width of the ruler. You know, just set it up and cut. It's really, I thought, much easier to do. So, yeah, the 6-inch width on the quilt ruler is the way to go if you're going to get into that. Oh, Patty, you ordered them too. Beck says, last week I've been reorganizing sewing drawers and totes. Still not completed, but going slow and thoughtful about it will help stress level because I can't find things. Girl, I know. I have no idea why oh, that's all right. Don't worry. YouTube has been very strange about comments. Like, I've been getting comments to come through, and then I try to reply to people, and then I can't find them, and yeah. Oh, Kelly says, discovered my channel. What do? I design quilts. I do not design quilts. Okay, so my mission here is creative inspiration, and I share a variety of things. We do simple sewing, baking, some gardening, things like that, and helping people with their sewing machines and getting their sewing machines set up correctly for a better sewing experience. That's the kind of stuff we do. But if I had to describe myself, the description would be creative lifestyle. And so my mission is to just inspire you to try new things. And as I make things, I will share them with you here. I do have tutorials in mind for like simple projects. They're all, it's coming. I'll, you know, really, I'm kind of behind on some things, but you know, what can I say? Doing my best. Patty is everyone's favorite crafty neighbor. Oh, Deanna, that's so cool. Thank you. If you want block patterns, try Quilter's Cache. Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you, Aunt B. Okay, let's finish up what's in the box. So the rest of what's in the box is yardage. I don't know. I got enough fabric for a while, let me tell you that. So, and some of it I went back and repurchased. I got what I got, and then I wanted a little bit more. So let's see if I can figure out what I have. So this one is, this is a 3-yard cut. It's from Boundless. I don't know what it's called. But you can see it's kind of a tone on tone. What do they call that? There's a word for that. What's that called? Not a chinois. It's a fancy word. It's another French word, but I don't know what it is. But you know, I think that actually would also work with this. So one project I want to do and share with you here on the channel is placemats. Using these. Oh, you think so? Okay, yeah, I think so. I love Aunt B. That is so cool because, you know, we watch Andy Griffith every night, and so I love Aunt B. I think that would work well. But anyway, so I'm thinking like on the placemats, do it with the jelly rolls and then like that for a backing. And napkins. Like cloth napkins are really nice. If you haven't sewn your own cloth napkins, I highly recommend that, and we'll do some of that here. I use mine. I love them. Let's see. This one, I had already purchased this, but I wanted more because, you know, it's so pretty. So that's a 2-yard cut. So now I have like 4 yards of this. This is a Japanese print. This is South Korean. So that one's from South Korea, and this is from Japan. I love that. It's so vintage. Isn't that pretty? I want to do curtains. Like I have a video on here about where I made a curtain valance, and it was more like a vlog more than a like here's what to do type of video. So I'm gonna do a here's what to do type of video, more instructional, and make these to go in my office because I just think they're so pretty. This one, oh, so pretty. This is from the Nectar, and I already had, I think, a 2-yard cut, so I got another 2-yard cut of that. I just had to have it. And what you can't see through the plastic, I don't think it'll show on camera anyway, but around those hearts, that is gold, and it has a shimmer. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know what I'm doing with that. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Aprons. I don't know. I just think it's beautiful. So I got it. And the last bit that I picked out, this is called Garden Aqua, also from Nectar. I just really like that Nectar collection. This is a 2-yard cut, and this is another Japanese fabric. Isn't that beautiful? They used this one in, there's a pillow making class, and Vanessa, who was awesome, from Crafty Gemini, did the class. Vanessa is good, okay? If you don't know Crafty Gemini, she's very, very good. She has a fabric shop now also, and she hosts like quilting retreats where you can take a cruise. Now this is before, you know, our current situation. So whenever cruises come back, I guess she'll do that again. But anyway, she is an excellent teacher. Okay, I have nothing but good things to say about her. And Bluprint has been kind of like utilizing her as like their main teacher. Yes, isn't she wonderful? So she's like really been their main teacher for stuff, and they've used her to do classes that are part of like a subscription package. So you like, I don't know, buy the subscription and you get the materials to make the whatever. Okay, so she did a pillow making class, and she made the pillows with us, and they're beautiful. And so I watched the class, and then I went over and looked at the materials. And this class is geared for somebody who's never sewn. Okay, this is somebody like, this is probably your first project. That's really how this is written, or filmed and written, and the whole thing. So I watched the whole thing. I watched it twice. When they did the editing, they edited out that you need a pillow form. It's never mentioned. It's not in the materials list that you have to go buy this. They don't include it in the materials that the people are picking up. If I'm a new person and I've never sewn anything, how am I going to know I need a pillow form? I don't even know about a pillow form. And where do I get it? You know, so, but that's what Bluprint is going to put on. Somebody mentioned earlier about Xfinity hosting their bite-size or snackable craft shows. That's what they're going to show. So, I mean, you know, they'll have the class there, but then they leave out how do you finish the pillow. And, you know, I know Vanessa well enough to know that that's not how she would teach a class. She tells you everything. She's very clear and very concise in her teaching. She's excellent. So, Bluprint, I don't know Bluprint. You have these amazing people at the tips of your fingers, and you're just completely underutilize them. So, anyway, that's my opinion. Let's see what we have here. Aunt B likes fast and simple projects. I know you feel like you're getting something done, right? Let's see. Elise says, oh, she. I thought it was funny that Bluprint wanted me to rate the last purchase. I know there's some weird disconnect there. Angela says, did I get to download the Bluprint classes? No, they have not shared anything with us on how that's going to happen. So I'm just waiting. There have been comments where people are suggesting ways that you can do a workaround in the comments on the other videos, and I have had to delete those. And the reason is, it's not exactly legal because all of the material is copyright protected, and I can't condone something that's not like 100% legal. So we have to wait and see what they say. So if they provide us with some solution, I will let you know what that is, and hopefully it will be a way to download onto the computer, and we can go through that, and I'll show you what an external hard drive is and where to get them and blah blah blah. So, but right now I don't know. They're not saying anything. Aunt B says Aunt Beck. Okay. Aunt Beck. Okay. All right. Sorry. It runs together. It's hard to pick a name. You know, it's really hard to pick a name. The floral is stunning. Which one did you like? Did you like the green one or the more putty colored one? Which one? Okay, good. Yeah, I hate to say somebody's name wrong. I really try hard to get names right. Oh, the green. I know, right? Isn't that just spectacular? Oh, you like this, you know, right? I mean, you're not going to go wrong with anything from Bluprint, honestly. I can't believe we're losing it. An apron. Oh, you know, I have a little apron I made, and I took pictures in it. So I have pictures of me wearing it, but I don't wear it that often. I should actually wear it when I film baking videos. Gourmet Quilter says, great series on 1/2-inch strips. Oh, 2.5-inch strips. Oh, I'll check that out. Thank you. Box cushions would look gorgeous. Ooh, I'll have to think about that. Elise also likes Crafty Gemini. I know, she's so good. She's like doing all this like intense farming now. I don't know. That's a lot of work. I really admire her for the devotion she has to that farm and all those animals. She's doing cows, chickens. They just built a new coop. It's amazing. She's amazing. The first one. A mixed bag of likes. Yes. Yes. So, all right, everybody, that's really what I have for you. Those are my last, it's my last purchase, so it's quite a bit of yardage. That's what I have. That's it. Yardage and some thread and a few little pre-cuts. And that's the end of my Bluprint shopping, which I can't believe it's over. I guess we'll lament it forever, or for a while anyway. Maybe it'll turn up somewhere else. I don't know. I just can't believe that you would just take something this nice off the market and Anyway, that's what I have for you. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to say thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, for being kind and generous people. I appreciate it so very much. Um, YouTube can be a challenging place to put your face on. So when I have a community of kind people who are here and being supportive, it goes a long way. And it helps me to feel that much better about what I'm doing. So I really, really appreciate it. And that's what I have for today. I'll give you a heads up. I think the next series of videos I'm going to be putting up is going to be some more machine tutorials. I'm kind of trying to work through machine tutorials. I do have a couple of simple sewing projects I want to get ready for you. Like one is a very simple pillow, and based on the conversation, I think it's probably beyond what most of you would want or need as a tutorial, but I will say, if you have a younger person in your life who expresses interest in sewing, you could use this upcoming video and project as inspiration for teaching that younger person. So I do want to get that out there. The children that live next door are middle school aged, and they recently had their, what do they call it? They call it teen living now, which is basically home ec. And even the little boy loved sewing the pillow. I was so surprised. So kids are sponges. They're like really interested in this kind of stuff right now. So if you have younger people in your life and they have any interest at all, that little pillow project will be a good way to kind of draw them in. And I have pillowcases coming up. I have like a little pillowcase that I came up with that, like, sort of what I do is I look at what everybody else does and then I find my own way and then share it. And so those pillowcases I'm going to be filming for you and putting up, and I think you'll enjoy those. They're like really cute and easy. And the last thing I'll share with you, as like, if you've made it to the end, I really appreciate you. Just huge. Next month in July, I'm going to do Christmas in July. And I just think that's going to be really fun. And we can make projects together. And I just, it's going to be good. So there's going to be like at least 3 projects, maybe 4 if I can do it, but at least 3. And I think you're going to enjoy that. So what I will do is get out like a blog post. I'll do a video update and then a blog post with all the written stuff that we'll be doing, because like one of them, if you want to participate in that particular project, you will need to obtain that sewing pattern, but it's small. So that would be a caveat there, but not everything will require a specific pattern. And to be honest with you, you can draw your own thing. Okay, you don't even have to buy a pattern. You can just draw it yourself. But I think it'll be fun. And I want to do like cookies, so that we can be baking Christmas cookies, and we can share like our favorite Christmas songs, and I'll do like a playlist, and we'll just really enjoy it, because I think that'll be fun. And I'm gonna check the comments one more time. Aunt Beck, yes, doesn't that sound fun? BN wants to know, did it take long to get the blueprint order? It did not. It came right away. They said, oh, it might take a while, but it did not. But I ordered it before everything closed. So I don't know what's happening now with orders. Elise, you're so welcome. Patty says, just what we need. Yes, right? This is what I'm saying. So it's a dual thing. So it is it is a way to um, do something fun and small projects. And then it's, yes, you can get all of your Christmas stuff. Now, and I'll tell you, if you don't have Christmas stuff, there's a lot of Christmas stuff out there. I found some really cute things on Missouri Star Quilt. She's got beautiful fabrics. So, if you already have Christmas fabrics, yes, stash is always the best. But there's Christmas fabric out there in July if you don't have anything in your stash, so don't worry about that. BN says been a couple of weeks and not received. Okay, it should be on the way. I wouldn't. It'll be there. And anyway, okay, so I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Again, I appreciate you all so very much. And yeah, more information to come, more stuff to come, and yeah, the next like week or so, it's just gonna kind of be getting my feet back under me, and then we'll just really hop in. So thank you so much for being here, and have a beautiful rest of your day. And that's all I have. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Angela. Okay. Oh, bye, Aunt Beck. Okay, let's see.